How to have fun, anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Woohoo!
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com. VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
The harsh reality of growing up with narcissistic parents. Growing up with narcissistic parents can have a profound and lasting impact on a child's mental health, self-esteem, and overall sense of self. Narcissistic parents are often emotionally unavailable, manipulative, and demanding, making it difficult for their children to form healthy attachments, develop a strong sense of self-worth, and navigate the complexities of relationships. While narcissistic parents may outwardly appear loving, their actions are often driven by a need for control, admiration, and validation, rather than genuine care and affection for their child. In this article, we will explore the harsh reality of growing up with narcissistic parents, the lasting effects it can have on children, and how individuals can heal and recover from this toxic upbringing. What makes a parent narcissistic? A narcissistic parent exhibits traits associated with Narcissistic Personality Disorder, NPD, including an inflated sense of self-importance, a lack of empathy, and a deep need for admiration and attention. These parents often see their children as extensions of themselves, using them to meet their own emotional needs rather than nurturing and supporting them as individuals. A narcissistic parent may demand admiration. The narcissistic parent expects constant praise and attention from their child, often making the child feel responsible for fulfilling the parent's emotional needs. Lack empathy. Narcissistic parents struggle to understand or care about their child's emotions. They may dismiss, belittle, or invalidate their child's feelings. Set impossible standards. They may have unrealistic expectations of their child, pushing them to achieve perfection in order to gain their approval or avoid criticism. Use manipulation. Narcissistic parents often use manipulation, guilt, and emotional blackmail to control their children, making them feel guilty for having their own needs or desires. These behaviors can cause significant emotional harm to the child, leading to a range of negative effects on their mental health and personal development. The lasting effects of growing up with narcissistic parents. Growing up with narcissistic parents leaves a deep emotional imprint on a child. While each individual's experience will be unique, some common psychological effects of being raised by narcissistic parents include: 1. Low self-esteem and self-worth. Narcissistic parents often make their children feel insignificant or unworthy unless they are meeting the parent's needs. Since the child's value is contingent upon the parent's approval, the child may struggle to develop a healthy sense of self-worth. Conditional love. Narcissistic parents show love and affection only when the child behaves in a way that aligns with their needs. This creates a feeling that love must be earned, leading to feelings of inadequacy. Perfectionism. Narcissistic parents may demand perfection, leaving the child with the constant fear of failure. This can lead to an ongoing struggle to feel good enough. 2. Emotional invalidation. Children of narcissistic parents often have their emotions dismissed or invalidated. Narcissistic parents are typically not attuned to their child's emotional needs, and they may accuse the child of being overly sensitive or unreasonable. You're too emotional. Narcissistic parents frequently downplay their child's feelings, labeling them as irrational or childish. Over time, this can cause the child to doubt their own emotions, leading to confusion and emotional distress. Emotional neglect. Because narcissistic parents are primarily concerned with themselves, they may neglect or disregard their child's emotional needs, leading to feelings of loneliness and isolation. 3. Strained relationships. Growing up with narcissistic parents can have a profound impact on how a child forms relationships in the future. The lack of emotional support and healthy attachment can lead to difficulties in trusting others and establishing emotional intimacy. Difficulty with boundaries. Children of narcissistic parents may struggle to set healthy boundaries in relationships, either allowing others to take advantage of them or becoming overly defensive to protect themselves. Tendency to attract toxic partners. Because the child learns to tolerate emotional abuse and manipulation, they may unconsciously seek out relationships with similar dynamics, often finding themselves involved with narcissists or emotionally unavailable individuals. 4. Guilt and responsibility. Narcissistic parents often make their children feel responsible for their emotional well-being. The child may be forced to take on the role of the caregiver or emotional support for the parent, leading to feelings of guilt and the belief that they are responsible for the parent's happiness. Caretaker role. Children of narcissists may feel like they are the ones who must constantly tend to the emotional needs of the parent, even at the expense of their own well-being. Guilt and self-blame. When the parent's needs are not met, the child may be made to feel guilty or blame themselves for the parent's unhappiness or anger, even though they are not responsible for the parent's emotions. 5. Emotional burnout and exhaustion. The constant emotional strain of trying to meet a narcissistic parent's demands can lead to emotional burnout. The child may feel drained, anxious, or depressed as they constantly strive for the parent's approval and validation. Exhaustion from emotional manipulation. Narcissistic parents use tactics like gaslighting, guilt tripping, and emotional blackmail, which can leave the child feeling emotionally exhausted and unable to recharge. Fear of rejection. The child may live in constant fear of rejection, knowing that their value is contingent upon meeting the parent's unrealistic standards. Healing from the effects of growing up with narcissistic parents. Recovering from the emotional damage caused by narcissistic parents is a long and challenging process. However, it is possible to heal and reclaim your sense of self. Here are some steps to help you begin the healing journey. 1. Acknowledge the pain. The first step to healing is recognizing the impact your narcissistic parent had on you. Understand that the emotional neglect, manipulation, and criticism you experienced were not your fault. Acknowledge the pain and give yourself permission to grieve the loss of the parent-child relationship you deserved. 2. Set boundaries. Setting boundaries with your narcissistic parent is essential for your emotional health. This may mean limiting contact or cutting ties altogether if the relationship is toxic. Establish clear boundaries to protect yourself from further manipulation and emotional harm. 3. Seek therapy. Working with a therapist, particularly one experienced in narcissistic abuse, can help you process the trauma and build healthier emotional coping mechanisms. Therapy can also assist in rebuilding your self-esteem and addressing any unhealthy patterns that may have developed in your relationships. 4. Reconnect with yourself. Take time to rediscover who you are outside of the influence of your narcissistic parent. Reconnect with your interests, passions, and values. Practice self-care, and begin to prioritize your own emotional well-being. 5. Build healthy relationships. Start building relationships with people who are emotionally supportive, trustworthy, and respectful. Surround yourself with individuals who value you for who you are, not for what you can do for them. Learning to trust others and form healthy attachments is key to healing. Conclusion. Growing up with narcissistic parents can have a profound and lasting impact on your emotional well-being. The constant emotional manipulation, lack of empathy, and unrealistic expectations can leave deep scars that affect your self-esteem, relationships, and mental health. However, healing from this trauma is possible. By recognizing the effects of narcissistic parenting, setting boundaries, seeking therapy, and rebuilding your sense of self, you can break free from the grip of the past and reclaim your life. Healing is a process, but with the right support, you can overcome the pain and create a healthier future for yourself.
How to have fun, anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa Welcome Bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Woohoo!
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com. VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.